Welcome. In this explainer, we're going to dive into the important and, let's be honest, often complex world of cause marketing compliance.
So what you're watching is part of the Multi-State Fundraising Compliance series, where we break down these tricky compliance topics into practical guidance for nonprofit leaders and finance teams. This resource is provided by Ironwood Registrations. And today, we're tackling a topic that's just bursting with opportunity, but also has a few hidden risks: cause marketing.
Because cause marketing campaigns, when they're done right, can be incredibly powerful. They're a fantastic opportunity for a nonprofit and a for-profit to team up and really do some good.
Just picture this for a second. You've got a corporate partner, and they're promoting your nonprofit as part of their sales. All of a sudden, your brand visibility just explodes, reaching a whole new audience you might never have reached on your own.
And with all that new visibility, a portion of every single sale goes to support your mission directly. Your donor reach grows, and you're funding your amazing work through this really creative, collaborative partnership. It really sounds like a perfect win-win, right?
But here's the crucial question we have to ask. Is it just a marketing strategy? The answer, in many states, is a firm no. It's actually a regulated activity with its very own set of rules. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
All right, so let's start at the beginning by clearly defining what cause marketing actually is and what makes it so different from the kind of fundraising you're probably used to.
You've definitely seen this stuff in action. It's that 10% of every purchase will be donated promise you see on a product. It's the super popular buy one, give one campaigns. Or, even those simple roundup donation programs at the checkout counter. All of these, they're all forms of cause marketing. Now here's where it gets interesting. In the eyes of state regulators, this partnership gives that for-profit business a specific legal name, a commercial co-venture. This is a super important term to know. It basically refers to any business that advertises that buying its stuff will benefit a charity.
And this really highlights the core difference. See, traditional fundraising, that's all about direct appeals coming straight from the nonprofit. But cause marketing ties that donation to a commercial sale. It involves a for-profit partner, and this is key, it brings in a whole other layer of regulation, consumer protection laws. Because of this unique structure, there's a specific regulatory framework that goes along with it. So let's take a look at the key compliance requirements that you absolutely need to be aware of.
So you might be wondering, why do states even get involved? Well, it all comes down to protecting public trust and making sure everything is transparent. Regulators want to make sure that the promise made to the consumer is actually kept, that the donation really happens, that the nonprofit signed off on the campaign, and that the money gets where it's supposed to go. This isn't just about paperwork. It's about safeguarding everyone's reputation.
Okay, while the specific rules can vary by state, they often boil down to these 4 key requirements. First, you need a formal written contract with some very specific legal language. Second, the business may need to register or file that contract with the state. Third, you need very specific disclosures in all of your advertising. And fourth, you have to do a final accounting of all the funds that were raised.
Now, here's where things get really interesting, and honestly, a lot more complex. What happens when a campaign goes national? Well, the risks and requirements multiply, and that can lead to some pretty common mistakes. So if your promotion is happening online or in retail stores all over the country, you have to ask these questions for every single state. Does this state require a filing? Does it need some specific wording in our contract? Answering all of this before you launch is absolutely critical. Getting it wrong can lead to fines or even being ordered to pull the entire campaign.
Because you have to remember this. With visibility comes scrutiny. A really successful, high-profile cause marketing campaign is going to attract attention from consumers and from regulators. You just want to make sure that attention is for all the right reasons.
And that scrutiny can uncover some common and, frankly, completely avoidable mistakes. We see it all the time. Campaigns that launch before anyone's properly reviewed the state requirements, or using contracts that are missing legally required clauses. Oh, and a huge one is assuming compliance is only the company's problem. Remember, the nonprofit's reputation is right there on the line, too.
So now that we know the risks, let's talk about a path forward. Let's map out the best practices to make sure your campaign is built on a really solid foundation.
Before you even think about launching, you need to walk through this checklist. Know exactly where the promotion is going to run. Review the registration requirements in all those states. Double-check and triple-check that your contract and your ads meet all the legal standards. And make sure you and your partner are totally aligned on the accounting process.
So if there's one thing you take away today, it's this. Compliance review isn't something you do at the end. It's not an afterthought. It has to be a core part of your campaign planning from the very, very beginning. It's what protects your mission, it protects your partner, and it protects the trust that you've worked so hard to build with your donors.
And that really leads us to our final thought for today. As you get ready to plan your next exciting partnership, just ask yourself this one question. Is it built on a foundation of clear, proactive compliance? Because at the end of the day, that is the real key to turning a great idea into a sustainable success.